As we gear up for 11.1 and the start of a new, awesome, and hopefully immunized 2021, and when it brings to TFT, we got some ranked to grind in the holidays. Last Chance Saloon is right around the corner for the hopefuls, and we're here to help you out by giving you guys comps that people can test less, giving you more chances of winning. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another ProGuides TFT video. Today we're going to be talking about patch 10.25's underrated and undervalued comps and how you can make use of them to climb. Try these comps out, as in the right setting they can shine. As with every comps list, getting the comp will not guarantee you first place, but it will give you a high enough chance to finish top 4, netting you that sweet LP. These comps are flying a little bit under the radar, and while not completely uncontested, depending on your region as well, they are easier to play than the 4 cost reliant contested comps. Don't forget though that positioning, items, and scoutings are still your most important tools in the game, working together with your comp in order to give you that shiny first place. In this video, we'll be talking about each comp, a general playstyle guide, including chosen tips, look at the items they use, and their positioning. All 3 of these comps are not exactly rare, but people definitely don't force this, so their units often go unbought in the shop. Make sure you play them when the stars align, and you will not be disappointed, and you can even beat Dusk. Which kind of leads us to our question of the day, and that is, what comp did you win that was really surprising for you? For us, it's gotta be Veigar. That's extremely fun. Before we dive right on in, I just want to let you guys know that we have a Discord community and a new subreddit that is growing really fast. We have you to thank for that, and we really want to continue building our community and helping you become a part of it. Make sure you click the link in the description down below. With all that said, let's go ahead and dive right into our most underrated comp for 10.25, and it is Veigar. It's not that big of a surprise, in fact it's quite a little one, as I'm sure that you've seen it around the arena, but it's not exactly up there with the big names like Dusk, Divine, and Ashe. Well, let's go ahead and explain how it should be. You mostly play this comp with a Veigar Chosen. Your best chance of finding one is at levels 6 or 7, with 3 cost Chosen being at their heyday there. Elderwood has a decent early game, especially if you find them 2-starred and get a good mage or any other carry to hold Veigar items. They are fairly versatile as well, as we'll be seeing later in the item section, so you can always have the unusual champions to hold them, like an early Chosen TF or Nami, if you don't want to go bubble trouble. The comp does include 2 to 3 5 costs at its best form, so it's imperative that you get at least a level 8. You will notice that this is the case for most of the comps that we will give you guys in these videos. Well, levels are everything, as we mentioned in the common mistakes guide a few days ago, so you should definitely look into your leveling practices if you find it hard to follow our guidelines for these comps. So, you got your early game going, your Chosen is holding Veigar items, and you have 3 Elderwood. Great. Your path is forked now, and it depends on whether or not that Veigar Chosen shows up. You can level up, and if you find that Veigar Chosen, Elderwood, or Mage, you can follow along and keep leveling. 3-star Veigar is one of the win condition, but surround him with strong units like Azir and Ezreal, and that can be more important depending on the lobby. If you find yourself unable to find that Chosen Veigar in the first few rolls that you managed to do for him, always depending on how much time you can really get to spend on level 7, pick up any Mage or Elderwood Chosen and use them instead. A Hecarim Chosen isn't so bad, or a Nunu, given the beefiness that they can go into, especially if you throw a couple of tank items on them. At level 8, you have fleshed out your comp and you can go legendary hunting. So at that point, you can use similar champions to fill the roles. Any Elderwood for Ezreal, any Mage for Lilia, and Azir can be anything as well, as he is there to provide soldiers and overall CC and protection for your Veigar in the late game. If you find yourself able to go to level 9, Riven is by far the best play, giving you Dusk and Keeper, both traits that synergize really well with your comp. Whether the better play is going 9 versus rerolling for Veigar depending on your health situation, how much you rolled on 8, and if you are contested or not, it is tougher to win with non-chosen, non-3-star Veigar, but with proper leveling and positioning. And you can eke out a top 4 and go for the win in the next one. You mostly protect the Veigar in a fairly standard positioning. You can mirror it on the other side as well. If you see an Aatrox on the opposing team, depending on where he is, use the Azir soldiers to bait him out, either putting them on the side of the hex above the left corner. Since we are not using Quas on Veigar, he needs to avoid as much CC as possible. Hand of Justice finds another juicy target, the blue buff and Gunblade being absolute musts. HOJ is replaceable, but both roles work amazingly well with Veigar and the Mage trait. You can use QS or GA if you couldn't make it though. Tank items go on Nunu, Sejuani, or Hecarim if you're using him, with legendaries being the last options as you get them later. Ezreal works really well with Chalice, Azir with attack speed items, and so on. Our boy Aphelios is back, and he is not toxic this time. It seems like 200 years of game development experience finally found their mark, and he is definitely underrated for how good he is. The comp is being still slept on in many elos, and you should definitely not do that if you want to climb. Play this with Moonlight Chosen Aphelios, or if you really want to play it, Moonlight Sylas. I would suggest against Sylas, but hey, if you find a 4 Aphelios and 1 Sylas Chosen in one shop, you can go for it. I support you, so go get them. The comp is an old regular, with the change of taking out Spirit and then inserting the meta beloved Adept. Let's be honest, we just want to add Yone to another comp. Guilty. Aphelios 3-star is almost a must, especially as you're chosen, you are already well on the way. You can also play the comp with Hunter Aphelios and replace Kindred with Lissandra or Diana. Moonlight, however, is better since you'll be able to still level and get your legendaries and get that juicy 4-star Aphelios. To get Sylas and Aphelios up to regulation standards for 4-star, all you have to do is reroll at 6 or 7 depending on your gold situation. Get a Hunter in as soon as possible to help Aphelios deal with some serious damage and make sure you get the right items on him. Any tank items can go on Sylas, or even better, a unit that can pass them on to Yone. A good choice is Kindred, whether you can 2-star her and then go ahead and keep in handy when you make that transfer. She falls off in the late game anyway, so it's a great trade. As usual, we present you with the level 8 comp, which is quite robust already. Due to all the rerolling needed, you'll probably not see until level 9, outside of the insane high rolls. You can have Morgana and Yuumi as Yone and Zilean stand-ins, giving you similar traits. Aligned isn't that important, so any frontliner like Sejuani will do. Play flexibly and smartly, and protecting your Aphelios and hitting all your timings, and you shall do fine. Let's imagine Uzi, may he rest in peace, we miss you, is Aphelios. We are playing Protect the Uzi. Yone is there to throw them in disarray early and then reduce their resistances. That's when your Pain Train of Aphelios, Auric, and the gank comes in. Your Aphelios will heal for a ton and Zilean will be right next to him, and hopefully that res comes for him, so you can cross your fingers. You can mirror the positioning on the other side, but no need for extreme movements to avoid Aatrox or similar champions since you got Quas. Speaking of Quas, it's a must on Aphelios. The Ginsus is still there as well, with Bloodthirster replacing the old GA since the interaction doesn't work anymore. BT will help Aphelios heal ridiculously fast and get him as much time on the field, wrecking as many enemies as possible. Other items can go on Yone. Sylas if he's a 3-star, but be careful not to put more than 2 items on him. And that's it for Aphelios, make sure you play it, it's a smooth and quite a fun comp. Another Moonlight comp. This one has been left under the radar even though it has seen the very heights of tier 1 in the past patches. It's interesting how people sort of kind of moved away from it, but it's still viable and quite strong if you play it right. Let's start off by saying that you only get to play this if you get Moonlight Chosen Diana or Lissandra. Once you get to stage 4-1, if you don't have both your Moonlights 3-starred, roll deeper until 40 or 30 gold and then just hit. As soon as you hit your 2 Moonlights 3-star, you can get that juicy 4-star Diana every fight. Time to fast level to 8 and then get the depths in. Yep, that's where the comp differentiates from the old past 4 Assassins comp. 4 Assassins have fallen out of favor, especially since you can't really secondary carry Talon now. You can go with 2 Assassins instead and go for a Depths and Dazzler. Lux can be replaced by Morgana as you're trading Divine for Enlightened, but the extra CC is pretty nice and can come quite clutch. Pyke is the absolute must assassin inclusion. No other really has any utility to offer Diana. Any Mystic can be there for Zilean until you hit him, but Janna is a good one to give Aurelia Enlightened for a while. As for Yone, any frontliner will do. If you have Zilean, getting Aatrox gives you Cultist for Galio, so there's that. This comp has 3-starring 1 cost as a win condition. As such, you gotta make sure that you play that to the end. Do not pick up too many units, rush to 50 gold, and roll for your 3-stars. If you're too late, your game is probably gone. Unless that lobby temple isn't that fast. Overall, it's not an overly complicated comp, but with high rewards once you hit it right, and it has surprisingly strong damage and survivability. It can lose to Dusk due to poor Diana getting one-shot, but positioned well, and everything is possible. Positioning is fairly standard assassin fare. If you're using Chalice on Lissandra, make sure you try to follow Diana around when you switch her to the point of the enemy carries. Don't fuss about bringing in a second unit by, it's mostly important to hit Diana. If you don't have enough time to move a 3rd unit, then don't. Pyke should be there at the sides to traverse as much of the map as possible to stun your opponents. Lux is in the corner for obvious reasons. Try to put Yone above Diana so she can benefit from the lowered resistances. If you can't, it's not a huge deal, but every little thing helps. This comp can have vastly different results depending on your positioning, so make the most out of it. Not much has changed for Diana. She still wants Titan's Resolve and Gunblade, but she also wants to tote an Infinity Edge now. Remember, her spells can crit with Pyke on the field. Lissandra wants either double Chalice or a Chalice and ZZ Rock portal to tank incoming assassins or buy time and tank in the early game. You can also throw items on Yone for the later carousels, as he can always be counted on to use them well. Remember, you can't put more than 2 items on Liz or it will be a 50-50 between her and Diana, and that will suck. Hope this helps you get more comps in that quiver of yours and shoot for the top. Keep that TFT spirit up and go into set 4.5 with an awesome border of the rank that you want to get. That's gonna be it for this video. We'll be uploading every week on Wednesday and Sunday. Thanks for watching and make sure to check out ProGuides.com for more content such as this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Stay safe, stay healthy, have a happy holiday, and peace.